Hello everyone, this is our YouTube channel. It's called B&B Sports, and we're just going to get started with some of the biggest debates of all time. Gymnastics.
Sports debate. So, our question is, does championships determine your greatness or how great you are?
Should we measure greatness by championships?
So I think yes, Ben thinks no. You can start, Ben.
Okay, so I think no because there were some Hall of Famers like Charles Barkley, Dan Marino, Ken Griffey III, and Barry Bonds. I mean, Barry Bonds took steroids, but still, like, those are some of the greatest players, and they might not have had the best team with them to win the championship. Yeah, so, like, one great player can't carry a whole team to a championship. It's just not possible. If everyone else is not good enough to be a championship, they shouldn't. The player can't carry them. It's just like Jordan. If he was alone with all these like not the greatest players, like if you think about all the people that had championships, so say Lakers, they always had Magic Johnson, Kareem, Kobe had Shaq, Gasol. It's just there's always two or some decent players. Like there was Olajuwon, Drexler, Kenny Smith. So your turn, Brooks.
I mean, Bill Russell, Sam Jones, John Havlicek, Bob Cousy, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar all have 6 to 11 championships. I mean, that's just the NBA, but you know, you can take them like that. I mean, like LeBron, he doesn't have as many championships because being a playoff player and being a clutch player is part of being a good player and coming up in clutch. That's a big part of being a player. And if you can't be clutch, you can't win championships.
But so if like, well, on the list is Steve Kerr. He wasn't the best player.
And I saw him. I saw him, but Steve Kerr is up there as one of the great shooters.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Well, who's this? Michael Cooper for the Lakers played with Magic and Kareem. He has one of the most. Like he has one of the most championships, but he's not the greatest player. So if you're talking about championships as the greatest players, then you might as well just say that he's one of the best players of all time. If you're measuring them by championships. Like, there's so many other players. There's, like, so many, like, subs that just don't do anything that game. And they have one of the most championships because, like, Robert Horry is one of. I think he has the most. How much does Robert Horry have? He has a lot, though. He was a good player, but just not like Kobe.
He still contribute. Yeah, but I think it's kind of a wrong rap there. I mean, it's not saying that. I'm trying to how to word this. Like Robert Horry, he might not be the greatest player, but it's not taken away from Michael Jordan. If he had no championships, do you think he would have been looked at as still the greatest player?
No.
Charles Barkley played in Michael Jordan's era, so it was hard for him to win a championship.
Okay, so if you go up to someone that likes sports but doesn't pay attention to NBA, they would know Charles Barkley and they wouldn't know Hakeem Olajuwon, who had a championship and Charles Barkley didn't.
That's not what I'm saying, though. Like, you're saying it determines greatness. Robert Horry, you're making I mean, if Robert Horry didn't have championships, he wouldn't be looked as good. But he is looked at as good because he has those championships. It's not like he did nothing to win those.
Okay, but what about baseball? Who would you think is some of the best baseball players of all time?
Babe Ruth, because he has a lot of World Series Willie
What about-
Mays, just the same.
Ken Griffey Jr.
He may have none, but
Barry Bonds, Dan Marino.
you have
for
7
the
games. You have
Dolphins.
7 to 5 games to win, and they couldn't execute. And that's
Okay.
part of being a clutch player. If you can, like Mr. October, Reggie
You
Jackson.
you can't just be a great player.
That determines
put on-
greatness. Being good in the playoffs. That is part of your
But
greatness.
if you're put on a bad team, so say, you put like, I don't know, who would you count? Like say like Sam Jones on the Nets nowadays. You put him on the Nets. Would he carry them to a championship?
No.
Exactly. So it doesn't determine.
But if he
it at all.
did, then he would be determined as a great player carrying a team to a championship. That determines
doesn't
greatness.
happen, but
That determines greatness. It doesn't matter if it doesn't happen.
Okay, so but what about the team? You're talking about the Celtics. They have like the most championships, right? Because they had a full team of Hall of Famers.
That contributed every play.
Okay, but
So they all played a part. They all played a part to the rings. I mean, there's some players that weren't as good, but still.
they didn't play.
And not everybody is determined great. Maybe because they're not as good. Because stats still play a part, but championships also play a big part in that. Getting accomplishments. You think MVPs should be an accomplishment.
Yes.
Exactly. I mean, it's just... If you carry a team to a championship,
That's
determined. That is greatness.
They're just always
You are
around a good.
great. Making players better around you, which you do to win a championship.
But no one does that. There's no.
Michael Jordan made
Who?
Scottie Pippen better.
Nope. Well, Scottie Pippen was still like a great player. Same
And
with
so was Dennis Rodman. But
Okay, so there's-
still, Michael Jordan will be considered one of the
Okay,
greatest
so
because
they
he
need
won
help.
6
They
championships.
need help.
And he was 6-0
You
in
can't just
championships.
put-
And LeBron still is 3-4 in championships. Still one of the greatest players. But that is why he's not the greatest player, because he's not 6-0 in championships.
That's not wise at all.
That's a big
No
part
one-
of why. That's a big part of why. That's brought up in the conversation a lot.
It isn't.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, no one thinks. People talk about defense and their stats and how they play on the court.
MVPs.
They don't talk
and
about
championships and
Okay,
defensive
so
player of the year
If you're also
and
if you're,
all NBA team and who had the better era. Well, that doesn't really matter, but
if you're also talking about championships, that measures it. Greatness. That measures greatness. Then you could say you can compare some random player to LeBron if like that has more championships than him, and you could say they're better than him if you're talking about championships. They can
well,
have.
that's not the question. The question is, should
So
championships
you're saying Jordan is
make-
better than LeBron because he has more championships?
definitely part of the reason why. Because he comes up clutch. A clutch factor is part of being
Yeah,
better.
LeBron's
you agree
clutch.
with that? You agree with that?
LeBron's clutch, but this year, so you think him and
I know
George
LeBron's
Hill,
clutch.
George Hill, and all the players that they just let go of Isaiah Thomas, Iman Shumpert.
Let's say Victor Oladipo carries this team to a championship. He will be known as the guy. Well, part of him as
But
the
that
guy
hasn't happened.
that. I'm just saying, if it does, that carried the Pacers to the championship.
But that's never happened.
But I'm saying, if it does, that's going to determine a big part of greatness. Carrying a team to the championship. There's
Okay?
16.
Okay, we're putting up the best stats, like being.
I'm not saying
at
stats don't matter. That's
Charles
not part of the
Barkley
question.
is like Barry Bonds has the most home runs of all time.
If Charles Barkley
Steroids.
added a
Okay, Ken Griffey
MVP
has some
or
of the
a
most.
championship to his resume.
He's
When Michael
one of
Jordan,
the biggest-
when Michael Jordan played, then he would be considered. He would be better, right?
Who?
Charles Barkley. He would be looked at as better, right?
As Jordan? If he had more championships.
If he played in the same era as Jordan and won a championship
didn't.
there.
He wouldn't be looked at better. What are you talking about?
Yes, he won.
Oh my gosh! I'm done.
Please comment down below.
So can you...
If he would. Yes, he would. Yes, he would. Championships determine how great you are in a sense of accomplishments, and that is part of the whole. If you're comparing Michael Jordan and LeBron James,
Okay, Michael
you could
Jordan,
compare
Charles
in
Barkley.
3 categories. and
Michael
who wins
Jordan,
them.
Charles Barkley in the 90s. Charles Barkley won more championships. He's better. Is that what you're saying? That's like literally what you just said.
It would play a part, is what I'm saying. Jordan is looked at. Yes, he is. Jordan, you just think Michael Jordan is better than LeBron because he plays better.
Yes! What the frick? Better stats, more MVPs.
No, not better stats.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Okay, better defensive player, better all-around player.
I don't know about offense. That's a talk for a different day. I still think we both think Jordan.
Better three-point shooter. A better dunker.
Do you want me to pull up the stats right now? Because we could go in a whole nother video about this.
So you think LeBron is better than Jordan?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's a.
And
I think people think Jordan is better than he is. I just said that, and honestly,
comment down below.
or no,
if you disagree.
not better than he is. Better. I think they think he's way better than LeBron, which I don't think is true. Here's the stats. So Jordan has more points. LeBron has more rebounds. LeBron has more assists. Jordan has more steals, and they have the same amount of blocks. That ties in stats, Ben. But if you look at the accomplishments, honors, and awards, and NBA championships and season, see, that's a stat in there. 6 championships.
Oh my gosh, Jordan is leading up there.
Jordan's leading. And then they're tied in the other things.
So Jordan has better stats. Like, what the heck?
Exactly, because the playoffs determine the big part.
Cut off playoffs, he's still leading. Right?
No, cut off everything on the top of honors and awards and championships. Then it's all stats. Then they're neck and neck with stats.
Okay, well, look at LeBron's playoff stats.
They're the same. LeBron has more rebounds, more assists, and more blocks. But if you put in those
So they're tied.
championships, 6-0 to 3.
So they're tied.
No, he has more. 3
Who does? LeBron?
has more in the category. You guys can't see it,
I'm
but
so confused.
the fact is that if you take away...
LeBron has more in the category. I'm so confused which what.
LeBron is up top. So if you look at just stats in general, you could say LeBron's better.
Yeah, LeBron's leading. Those are playoff stats. That counts as like championship.
Exactly.
Yeah, so and you think Jordan's better than LeBron. So then this doesn't make any sense.
But I'm saying if you took away the accomplishments and the championships, Jordan or LeBron could be better than Jordan.
Oh, the conversation is about who does championships measure greatness.
And I'm adding to that by saying if you take away, if you're looking at head-to-head, who's greater,
Okay, so
then
take away
you
all
can say LeBron's better if you take away championships. That's what I'm saying. And it's right on the stat sheet. Yes.
that just proves you wrong. So you think Jordan is better, but LeBron has better championship stats, and your argument is that if you have better championship stats,
No, that's playoff
you're-
stats.
Nope. Doesn't that count as like championship, playoff, same thing?
Well, it doesn't matter. They're neck and neck with stats. That's why I'm saying it's 0.1 better than steals, or blocks.
That's better.
By 0.1, but what?
Yeah, 0.1 could be like 2 more blocks. How many more blocks? That's more blocks, Brooks.
The point is what I'm saying is LeBron could be greater than Jordan if you take away championships. And you can still go to a championship, play good, and lose. That's a big part. You can still put up good numbers and lose. Just like LeBron does. He puts up good numbers, just can't finish. So what I'm saying is...
Exactly, that's what Charles Barkley. He's so good, but he just doesn't have the teammates around him to, finish it
But
up.
if he won a championship...
He can't do it all on his own.
But if he won one, he would be looked at as a greater player. Right? Yes.
Okay, Steve Nash hasn't won one. Ty Cobb hasn't won one. Ken Griffey Jr. Mary Bonds.
Whatever. All right. We'll leave it up to the comments and what people think. That's heated. We got heated there.
Okay.
Ben, you sign off.
See you later.